afternoon, YouTube. We are back. It's the third day of the new Tanglewood rework, and it's the new and improved, as we discussed in the last video. Today we're going to be talking about the new looping spots. So there are 3 new looping spots. There's the car in the garage. There is the dining room table in the dining room, and of course, who can forget the train set in the basement. So I'm going to evaluate those 3 based on 5 criteria. We're going to talk about line of sight. How easy is it for us to maintain line of sight on the ghost so that we can, try to figure out what it is on a no evidence run. But how easy is it to break line of sight with the ghost so we don't have that thing speeding up and killing us. Testing itself. So outside of looping to rule out the ghost, there's a lot of other tests that will run, audio, cues, etc., etc. So how easy is it for us to do outside testing, not involving loop spot, but from that loop area? We'll talk about the accessibility to the ghost. How easy is it for us to bring the ghost over to the looping spot so that we can run our visual tests? We'll talk about, what else do we got here? Loopability, obviously. How easy is it to loop the ghost without getting caught? Do we need a smudge stick? How quickly do we need a smudge stick? And then last thing we're going to rate is the safety. So can we safely maneuver around the looping spot without getting snagged, caught, and then killed? And then how easy is it for us to exit that area? So I'll do 1 through 10 on all 3 of those, 1 being absolutely not going to happen, 10 being yes, God tier. And we'll give you the rankings at the end of it. The first one we're going to start with, and I averaged these out. I did a bunch of runs and averaged them out. And we're also going to do this during a no evidence run. So the first one we're going to start with is the garage, the car. When I first walked into the garage during the... Well... Okay, not a yokai. I thought, wow, this is a pretty big buff, because it used to be impossible to see the ghost through the windows of the car, so you were really only in there to kind of break line of sight and escape. Now you can actually kind of keep track of the ghost. It's not great, and you'll notice that the line of sight when you're at the hood and at the trunk is not good. So the ghost can maintain line of sight with you, and it starts to speed up. So overall, the garage is not a great looping spot, but it is significantly significantly better than it used to be. So line of sight took a big hit. We got it rated at a 4 out of 5. The testing is pretty good because it's in the center of the house, so that rated an 8. You could still run most of the audio tests and then find the ghost room relatively quickly. The looping, the loopability, I put it at 5. You can loop this indefinitely without using smudge, but you have to be really good about your path, and you have to be really good about your sprinting and use of sprint. So not great, right in the middle. And accessibility to the ghost and safety, I both rated it as 7. So overall, not a great score at 28 out of 50, but a lot better than it used to be. Okay. Next up, we've got the dining room. Or actually, we'll go to the basement. Except we get the basement. Where are you? I heard it, but I don't see it. It started in the garage? What? So the basement is a solid looping spot in that you can maintain a pretty good line of sight of the ghost. You can also break line of sight so easily. And you can pop back up. Oh, it missed me. Okay. I think that's the biggest strength of this sleeping spot is how easy it is to break line of sight. One of the downsides is it's got really long legs, so the ghost, if it sees you all the way through, it's going to have a significant speed buff. Also, this door can snag you. So it's scored an 8 on line of sight. Just it's so crazy to break line of sight. And also, when you get a child ghost model or Lisa crawling, you have like unrestricted view of them, which is really, really nice. And this is, when I get those ghost models, I always come down to the basement. It's just the easiest place to loop them. The testing took a huge hit. because when you are down here, you can't hear anything that's going on. There would be times where I was sitting down here not realizing the ghost was hunting until the lights turned off. So testing is not great. You have to go all the way up to the top of the stairs. You're at a weird choke point. And then if the ghost pops around, it's got line of sight of you all the way down. And then until you break line of sight here, it's just not conducive to testing. Loopability, indefinitely, yeah, pretty solid. I give it an 8. The only thing that knocked it was with the length of these legs. It makes it so that ghost starts to speed up. Accessibility to the ghost is about the same as the garage. You kind of have to go around the corner to grab it or turn the old headset on, but still pretty solid because it's kind of in the center of that map. There he is on the move again. Not fast. And then we got safety is an 8. The only thing that kind of hangs it up is, one, the exit isn't amazing. You really only have the one option, was to go up the stairs. Where'd you go? There you are. And then the other thing that can really get you is this door opening. If you're coming around this way and you're watching the ghost and then you get stuck on that door. So 8 out of 10 there. A solid 35 out of 50 if I did my math right. Overall, pretty good though. And then last but definitely not least, we've got our dining room table. This is by far the best spot for looping. It's very similar. Why can't I place this? Okay. It's very similar to what the kitchen island was. The biggest hit came to safety. And the reason I knocked it for safety is because these chairs stick out so much. You have to throw out your loop. You have to widen your loop. And where you used to be able to break line of sight really easily with these chairs, when you throw your loop out that wide, you definitely re-engage line of sight with the ghost. So it speeds up, and they can snag you. What saves it is it's really easy to pop around that corner and get out of there. Otherwise, this thing scored really high. Line of sight gave it a 9. It's really easy to maintain line of sight with a ghost. The big hit to it is that the ghost can easily break that light and that light in one ghost event. And if it gets super dark, it's hard, very hard to loop it here. The others were 9 and 10. So this is scored a solid 44 out of 50 on my arbitrary rating scale. As I'd said in the last video, there is no single looping spot right now that is better than the kitchen island was. The dining room table definitely comes the closest, especially for accessibility. I mean, you could do all the same, like, gin test right here. You can do all the same stuff that you could do on the island, where you used to do it right here. Now you do it over here. Let me throw down. Do a Ryu test. Anyway. Yeah, it's very solid. The basement is just so good for the baby ghost model and Lisa when she's crawling. You have unrestricted view of those models, and that's amazing because you didn't have that at the kitchen island. So is any one of these places better than the kitchen island? No, but looping in Tanglewood is better than it used to be. So really good job there. In the next video, I'm going to be evaluating the pinch spots, the new pinch spots. Hiding in a pinch. All those little nooks and crannies that can save you and in some cases can kill you. This is a really good one. So I'm going to go through and kind of just rank those as well. As always, thank you so much for watching to the end here. If you haven't already, please click the like button. Consider subscribing to the MOR channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Actually, I might try to figure out what this ghost is, because I still don't know. All right, it's not a Ryu. It's not an Obake. It's not... Is it an Oni? Oh, you're an Oni. All right, look at you, Durfin. Look at you, whale. Another pinch spot right over here. Really good. All right, we got ourselves an Oni. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I did very little testing because I was talking the entire time. I couldn't hear anything. It seemed like you could see it a long time. I don't remember getting airballed even once. Hallmarks of the Oni. All right. I know what I'm doing. This is crazy.